From San Joaquin Memorial to Fresno State to coaching at his high school alma mater, Kerman, Reedley, Central, and Sunnyside, Justin Garza is a true son of the Central Valley. But as he waits for a donor from a national registry that's just 10% Hispanic, Garza's character better explains the overwhelming local support.
Hey, let's go, one more minute.
Twice, Central head coach Justin Garza thought he was well on the road to full recovery from a cancer fighting his immune system, including after a stem cell transplant in 2012.
It's kind of a misnomer when they say, you come out of remission. The real technical term is I basically haven't been cured. So all the things I've done just haven't worked. When someone tells you that you're going to be all right and it's going to be a piece of cake and then it doesn't work out, you start thinking, well, what if this thing doesn't work out? And then now you start thinking, well, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, so I really want to live my life in a different way. I put a lot more importance on relationships and, talking to people and saying things that, you'd want to say. I think we all take for granted that we have a given time to be around, and I think when you do that, you become comfortable and, you don't do as much as you can. I think we're all capable of doing a lot more in our normal day-to-day lives.
You'd almost want to say this is a guy who's lived 80 years and he can reflect and have some perspective and wisdom, but he's, wise beyond his years. I'm not sure that I know 2 or 3 other people that would have handled it the same way he has, and it's, without being maudlin, it's a source of inspiration for guys like me.
It was never a woe is me kind of thing. It's just that, hey, I have it, I'm going to beat it, and these are the things I need to do to beat it. Never anything sad and mopey. That's just not his nature.
He's still someone that has other people valued more important than his own time, and always puts that first.
And then it's just his mindset. He's driven, and now he's going to do this. I think that's, some people might just flick it, but he's like not even skipping a beat. And I think that's just the kind of person he is.
The kind of person he is reveals why no one seems surprised by his approach to life after 36 chemo treatments.
He's one of those guys that has that rare ability to connect with people without being milquetoast. He has a warm quality that you instantly like him.
He's the center of our friends, and he's been that way since 20 years ago.
When you reflect on personal values and reflect on people that you want your kid to be around personally, he's one of those guys. I had conversations with Stanford, talked to the doctor there that had been working with him, and the comments that she made about him as a person of value and one of the 1% that she's ever worked in, or worked with, I should say.
After Officer Behar was shot in Reedley, in the week afterwards, Justin called me and said, hey, we're taking the football players down to Reedley PD, and we're going to just sweep out their parking garage and wash their cars. And so, I thought, what a selfless act.
This all easily translates to Coach Garza.
If we weren't talking, doing whatever, he would start to doodle. That was his thing. He'd get a pencil in his hands and he would start to doodle, and I'd look down there and look, and he was writing X's and O's, whether it was a newspaper on the table or a piece of paper that he found.
There's guys that coach, they're kind of pretenders, and then there's ball coaches, and so what I've always said about Justin is he's a ball coach. My first head coaching job at Kerman, we had a parent show up to the bus as we were leaving for a game, and the parent had a few drinks and kind of went after me, and Justin squared off right there in front of the bus, and he had my back. That's the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's in your corner.
He came and took over the Reedley program, and we had smashed Reedley around for a few years, and then sure enough, we were going into a game. All we had to do was win that game. We probably would have gotten a bye, and they took it to us. And same thing happened when we were at Sunnyside. We hadn't lost to Sunnyside in 9-10 years. He becomes the coach there, and they beat us for the league title. I said, man, I can't stand Justin Garza. I told him, go back to Central or something.
It kind of eliminated the distractions that sometimes happens in high school football, and he was able to get them to focus on what it took to be successful. Every drill has a purpose, every meeting has a purpose, and he led by example. Him being goal-oriented and making practice significant, not just being out there.
Coached for over 35 years. I've stood on the sideline with probably 160 different people and this and that, and he's the top 1 or 2 guys for just being smart. We were watching spring football at USC, And Justin brought it to my attention that he said, you know, the safeties are playing pretty deep. He says, close to the goal line. He goes, that doesn't look right to me, you know. And I looked at him and said, man, this is USC. They know what they're doing. I said, it doesn't look right to me either, but they got to have a reason for it, right? So that afternoon, we sat in a coaches meeting with Coach Carroll and the defensive staff. And the very first thing he says to his defensive back coach, he goes, why are your safeties so deep?
So you should finish roughly in
Entering his 20th season as an assistant or head coach, he's won plenty. The guess here is the number of lives impacted outnumber that victory total.
I was not that prototypical kid where I stayed at school. I usually missed a lot, found ways to get money the wrong way. And Coach Garza knew I was better than that. Actually made me cut his lawn and overpaid me. Made me build a fence around his house and overpaid me. But he just wanted me busy, and he showed me a way to get money the right way. And me being a father now and a married man, I realized how much time I don't have. And for him to give me his time that I know he didn't have, this means a lot to me now.
Reading a text message from one of his student athletes that is now playing in Washington and just said, Coach, I just want to say thank you. No one had believed in me. You believed in me. I want you to know I'm praying for you and I love you, and if I can do anything for you, I will be here for you. Because Justin took a value, believed in this young man, connected with this young man, raised the expectation, and the kid realized that, hey, this individual believes in me personally. He changed his whole pathway.
Kids like to draw themselves to people, you know, who show leadership, you know. And I could say that's probably his best attribute. He leads, he doesn't have favorites, and if you're a star on the team or you're just a guy who's out there trying to make the club and be a part of something good, then he treats you the same. He treats their parents all the same.
This is a guy who understands the big picture. In his current fight to live, with a 3.5-year-old son and a baby on the way, that still means being selfless.
For the last 2 years since I've been doing this, people have asked me, what can I do? What can I do? And I didn't have an answer. I don't know what they could have done to help me. But now when people ask me, what can I do? I say, join the registry. If you really want to help me or help others, join the registry. We talk about doing 10 times more than, you know, what you expect. So I expected just a few people to get swabbed initially, and then I threw the number 1,000 out there, and it's just picked up a lot of steam. And in my opinion, 1,000, they say 1 in every 500 people are picked to donate, and 1,000 is 2 lives. So, you know, instead of my life or with my life, 2 other people will be benefited.
We all talk about, oh, you get a sense of perspective when something serious happens, but I think we seldom do, and we have to take his example right now and let it inspire us and kind of resonate for us about how you approach life, because he's living.
Our hope is to find a match for him, but if we find a match for anybody that needs it through our efforts, we're going to be happy.
Gives you a burning passion after we beat this together with him to understand he's going to be able to impact many more lives in the future.
He don't want attention to him. He never does it. If he thinks he could do it by himself, he will. So what people really need to realize, if he's coming out right now, he really needs it.
Hey everybody, you know, people rally around great causes all the time. It's a great cause. Do what you can, help as much as you can, and let's make something good happen.
As of now, Buchanan, Reedley, Selma, Fowler, Dinuba, Sunnyside, and of course Central all plan to hold bone marrow drives at home games the first 2 weeks of the high school season. Area coaches are also organizing an event.